Hey there everybody, Phil here for AndroidCentral.com, and here is the Sprint HTC EVO View 4G. If it looks a lot like the HTC Flyer, well, that's because it is. So let's pop it out of the box here and take a quick look. There is the 7-inch tablet itself. Inside the box, kind of nothing of note. Your usual kind of standard material and all that. Now you actually have two cables here. It's not a regular micro USB cable. It's got a little different end on it. They give you a charger with the same thing, but it actually, will take a micro USB cord to charge and to sync and all that good stuff. So no worries. So here is the tablet itself, and it has kind of everything you'd expect, right? Same stuff on the Flyer. Volume rocker on one side, the weird little port down there on the bottom, nothing on the left. Up top, you've got your power button and 3.5mm headphone jack, Sprint markings, 5-megapixel camera, blah, blah, blah. So there you go. Since 2.1, it's actually not since 3.0, even though it shares the lock screen and a couple other features. So that's how you unlock it, right? We've seen that. And here's the cool little thing you can do with the lock screen. You can open apps directly, and you can customize it the same way that you can on, say, the Sensation or the EVO 3D. Same beautiful weather. Same home screen, same sort of rotation. So you've got 7 of them, and it just keeps going and going and going. It doesn't stop at one end or the other. Very, very nice. We like that. You got a little toggle switches for apps. Cool. Then you can spin it just like you can in Sense 3.0. So they really do share a lot of features, even though they're different versions. So don't worry too much about that. Down on the bottom, that's changed a little bit too. So you have an app drawer, same kind of usual app drawer that we're seeing on these new versions of Sense. You've got some custom apps for this, a couple from Sprint, some HD content, whatever. Here's a cool one, the little photo booth. We might even have some fun with this later. Perhaps, hey, look, it's me. I don't really need help making fish lips, but we can do it. What about mirroring? Let's see. Yeah, we can do that too. Fun. Anything else we want to play with right now? Probably not. So, kind of standard fare. There's quick. Is that going to work? Nope. Nope. Okay. Anything else? Weather, beautiful, telenav. So if you've used a Sprint device, there you go. Here's the Notes app, and there's my little face I was doodling with earlier. Let's make a new note up here. And now's as good a time as any to bring out the pen. Here is the stylus, and you can use it to draw on the tablet. So I'm not very good at this, and partially it's because I'm going too fast. You really have to slow down when you're using it, and just take your time and get a good feel for it. But you can't just write like you're writing notes, unfortunately. And I have horrible handwriting anyway. So let's make a new one and clear that. And you got a whole bunch of little options down here, so you can change to more of a cool fountain tip or felt, whatever. Bunch of cool little tips you can play with. My daughter loves playing with this. She will draw on this all day long. You can change colors. There's black. There's a little orangey. There's red. So a bunch of cool little things you can do, right? You can change the size. Neat. If you're a big note taker, this is where you want to be. So again, use the stylus to activate that little menu down there. And you can also record the ambient sound in the news around, or in the room around you. So while you're taking notes, you can play it back later and hear what the presenter was saying, or what your wife is telling you to bring home from the store. I might recommend that. You can also do screenshots all over the device. So you just tap it with the stylus, and it will take a screenshot, and then you can draw on it. And you can take notes that way if you want. Now, here's one thing that I really don't like, and I've mentioned this before, but you can't actually use the stylus to save or share or delete. You have to swap back and use your finger, and it just really kills the flow. So here is the Reader app, and it's Books from HTC, and it's actually really nice. Might be a tad slow on flipping pages, we'll see here in a second, but they give you a whole bunch of books to read on the device to start with, and I recommend you read them all. I'm going to go do that as soon as we're done with this video. Not really. Page turning could be a little quicker for me, but you can also take notes on the pages, so that's kind of cool. Underline, circle, whatever, same options. Use the stylus to bring all those up. And you can flip back and forth, and look, they're still there. So that's kind of cool. And you see there's a little tag up at the top of the page to show that you took a note. You also have the HTC Watch, and we've seen this before as well. This is HTC's kind of video store, and you can rent videos on here, buy them, whatever. And we'll see if we can get past the licensing here. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, no. It's not gonna do it, is it? Oh, hey, look, there's another problem with the stylus. There's no place to put it on the EVO View 4G, so you have to put it in your pocket or hang on to it or hope you're on a level table because the thing's going to roll. Here's the browser. Again, you can take notes on here if you so desire. Tap the page and it takes a screenshot, and then you can draw all over it. Go away, Lloyd. No Lloyd. All right, yeah, we like Lloyd. Circle stuff, whatever. Again, same thing, but you got to switch back to your finger to share or delete, or that's a pain. Let's dive into the settings real quick, see exactly what it is we're dealing with. And about software, and tell you what, let's use the stylus. And look at that, Android 2.3.3. We'll circle it since 2.1, but it's custom. We'll circle it too, though. I like circling stuff on this, apparently. What else? Let's find storage and see exactly what we have inside. Remember, this is running a 1.2 gigahertz dual core processor. So it's actually nice and quick. So we have no micro SD card in here. You got about 19-20 gigs of storage space, and then another couple gigs of program memory. Now here is cool, right? We've seen this before again on the flyer. So you turn it sideways, and the capacitive buttons change position, right? Really, it's lights turning off and on, right? Cool. If you want to pop a micro SD card in this thing, here's how you do it. Just like on the flyer, that little top piece comes off and the card goes in there. It's a little tough to get back on, though. You got to be a little careful about it. And this is actually going to be one of my better tries at it, I believe. I've had, instances when I first had a flyer that it took hours and days and still wasn't sure I got it on properly. So there you go, guys. A very quick look at the brand new HTC EVO View 4G on Sprint. See you later.